Hi, I'm Emily Blanck, and today we're going to talk about writing a strong thesis statement. This is really important because it's the foundation of a good paper. Now, a strong thesis statement is the really key part that holds your entire paper together. Here we have a picture of a mobile, and if you look at this mobile, the sticks that are at the top are what hold everything else. Without the sticks on the top, the little animals would just be a disorganized mess on the ground. We need to build a strong foundation so everything is balanced and has its place. So first we're going to watch a little video about the different components that exist in a strong thesis statement. And after you watch that video, we'll talk about some other issues.
In order to write a successful essay, it is vital to formulate a clear, specific thesis statement. The thesis states the point of your paper. It tells the reader what your paper is about. Think of this thesis as a one-sentence summary of the essay. A thesis will have a topic and a claim. The claim tells the reader your attitude, your opinion, or your point about the topic. Finally, a thesis should include specifics about the points or the areas that you will use to explain your claim. Let's look at some examples. This thesis not only identifies the topic and the attitude, but it also identifies the three types of problems that will be covered in the essay. Here's another example. The thesis identifies the topic, the claim, and the three major points that will be used in the essay to support the claim. The thesis is the heart of the essay. Without a thesis, your essay will be as good as dead. In order to write a successful essay, it is essential to formulate a clear, specific thesis statement.
Now here's another video, and it really talks about how the content of your thesis statement is to be a stronger paper and will, as they put it, create a killer thesis statement, a statement that will be interesting to the reader and really build a strong foundation so that every point you make will work for the paper.
How to write a killer thesis statement, a la Schmuck. First of all, what do we mean by a killer thesis statement? Should this thing be armed and dangerous? Well, kinda. No, we don't want to see your thesis statement show up on the evening news. But your thesis statement should aim to kill, with eloquence, suspense, intrigue, originality, and clarity. Here's an example. Humans are not genetically required to be meat eaters, so vegetarianism is the only moral choice to avoid the senseless killing of animals. It states a valid point, expresses a strong opinion, and can be supported with facts. Doesn't mean it's necessarily true, but it can definitely be debated. A thesis statement is that thing at the very beginning of your paper that tells your reader what this whole thing is going to be about. Right out of the gate, it tells your reader roughly what elements you will develop in the coming paragraphs and exactly how you feel about it. The thesis is the most important part of your essay. It's the heart, soul, and brain of your paper. Once you've got that puppy figured out, you're at least halfway home. How do you get to this promised land? Well, first you got to establish an issue or problem. Think humankind's negative effects on rainforests, the factors that enable politicians to become corrupt, the slow death of the film industry, anything ripe for the picking, and preferably something that is not without a little controversy. The thesis shouldn't be something like, "The sun makes it hot outside," because you're not going to hear much argument from anyone on that point. Instead, it should be something interesting, something that perhaps your reader hasn't previously considered. Don't hold back, go right for the gut. To make sure you've got an interesting topic, ask yourself questions someone else might ask you. Play devil's advocate with yourself until you're certain you've covered all the bases. Is it something only you would find interesting, like how affectionate your dog is right after you finish walking him? Or would it appeal to a wide range of readers, like, anything having to do with primetime television or what's their name, the Kardashians? Is it something that can be argued empirically, like the rise and fall of the stock market? Or is it pretty much just going to be pure opinion, like what the best color is? Keep in mind that you're not just laying down the facts, you also want to get your message across. So be sure to express your thoughts on the issue. Take a strong position. It's not enough to state that for the last 20 years, America has actually become more racist than it was in the 1990s. If your position is that, yeah, maybe, I don't know, could be, who cares? It's an intriguing proposition, but it's not going to go anywhere if you plan on being wishy-washy. Either argue strongly for or against the idea. It's the only way you're going to bring your reader to their knees. Yeah! So what's a good thesis and what's a bad one? Okay, here we go. Good thesis. World travel is an essential element in any young person's well-rounded education. Bad thesis. There are some great places to visit in Europe, dude. Good thesis. More than anything else in our society, video games are responsible for the dumbing of America. Bad thesis. People are dumb. Good thesis. When an elderly person is deciding on a pet, adopting a cat is a far better option than adopting a dog. Bad thesis. Cats rule. Dogs drool. Get the idea? It should be broad enough that a large portion of your audience will be able to relate, but specific enough that you can zero in on a particular topic and really dissect it. Finally, you can't just state your thesis, drop the mic, and walk off stage. You'll need to bring some supporting points to the table. So be prepared to back your thesis up with some actual factual pieces of evidence. And while quality is certainly more valuable than quantity, have at least 3 supporting points. Any less, and your thesis is going to be a bit flimsy. Put all this together and you should have a killer thesis statement. If you're absolutely stumped and can't come up with one on your own, you can borrow ours. It gets out on parole in about 3 months.
Big Fat Review. 1. Establish an issue or problem. 2. Express your own opinion on the issue. 3. Introduce supporting topics. 4. Have at least 3 supporting points.
Between having the different components of a strong thesis statement and a strong content that will really interest the reader, you will write an outstanding paper. An A thesis statement is the foundation for an A paper. So good luck, and I look forward to talking to you more about writing a strong research paper in the next video.